Hey, it's Joey Salvia here with episode 98. It's part one of a two-part episode with Jim Breuer at his house. In fact, Jim has a new album out right now. It's called Jim Breuer Live from Portland, and he's come with a clip. Let's play it. And then catch up with Gregg. He brought Bobby Littlefoot along with him, but I know him as Robert Mathers. Here's Jim Breuer, live from Portland, on a very special OpieRadio.
I hate when the doctor said, the first thing he said, he was like, you're going to have to start taking a baby aspirin every day. I said, for what? Well, you're 50. You're going to be dead soon. You want to preserve the death. Have my ass cleaned out. You haven't you don't realize how vulnerable you are and where your life's at until they go, you really have to have your ass cleaned out. And so my wife is like, you getting a colonoscopy? I said, no, I'm not. You're not sticking anything in my ass. No. I'm not into that. I'm not into it. Drunken night years and years ago. Someone tried. Can I stick my... Don't you dare. I don't like that. I don't even wipe too hard. Like, oh, God, I get that. That's just me. And so she tricked me. Yeah. And because we're into like juice and, you know, clean drinks and fruit drinks, so she gave me a drink, not knowing it's the colonoscopy yeah. If you don't know, you take a drink. And how do teenagers not know? How is this not the biggest prank drink on every campus in the world? If I knew I was able, you know how many people would have went down if I knew that? From 1983 to 91. You know what this does? Dude, you're pissing out your ass for 7 hours. You ready for this? Takes about 2 hours. We got to keep it going for 2 hours. Jeffrey, got your shot. Drink it up. I've never in my life, and it's not just once, it's hours. You're just pissing out your ass for hours. And then it starts burning. Your ass is burning because it can't. It's like dry, it's had too much. And I just hear my wife going, you want some wet naps?
Today, we're in the middle of the woods, deep in New Jersey, to go to my pal's house, Jim fucking Breuer! Dun, dun, dun!
What is that? What is that beep? Is that the Jim Breuer beep?
That's my seatbelt. I figure if I'm podcasting with Jim Breuer, who's really into Metallica and stuff, I should like live a little.
Breaking. Oh, that's a different band, right?
You could go with Breaking the Law. Breaking the Law. I'm excited. I haven't been to Jim Breuer's house in a minute or two, but we're pulling up and we'll be talking to Jim Breuer hopefully in minutes here, man. Are you excited? Are you a fan of Jim Breuer, Robert Littlefoot?
Jim Breuer is one of my favorite comics. I've been watching him for 25 years at least. back when I was in school, and he was just out, making his way on the road. And I'm excited. We've cleared security in this sort of weird complex of very rich people houses, so that's good. Very excited.
Breuer doesn't know you're coming.
Oh, so I might not clear security then. I thought I was on the list.
No, I didn't tell Breuer that you were coming. So.
Great, I'm gonna have to sit in the car the whole time.
Hey, what happened?
They left. Wow, slow down, man. Didn't you see Kids at Play?
That's right, rich kids at play. Do not hit the rich kids at play.
All right, we're pulling up to Jim Breuer's house. I think that's him on the phone right there, or is that? Keep going.
That was a woman.
He's not gonna like that. I thought this woman was. That might be his wife.
Hello.
Yes, that is his wife.
We're turning in here?
Yes, we are turning in here.
Okay.
All right. Be nice. She's very religious.
Okay.
As in, don't curse. You know how I started the podcast by saying Jim fucking Breuer?
I will not curse.
Hello, Pot Kettle Black. You're the one with the potty mouth. I ain't worried about Robert.
Sure this is his house, right?
Yes. Why are you getting nervous?
I don't know. She's looking at us like, who are these people?
This is starting to sound an awful lot like that Gregg Brady episode.
All right, I'm putting the car in park. I'm gonna say
Why are
a
you
prayer.
nervous?
I don't know. You made me nervous.
How did I make you nervous? It's Jim Breuer's wife, and she's very religious. Jim is more of a spiritual guy, and he's into his meditation, and his religion is walking in those woods. We're going to see a lot of deer today.
I like deer.
And his wife, she goes to church 3 times a day.
Okay.
It's a little different.
Let's roll up your window so we don't get in trouble.
But they make it work, so here we go. And it begins.
Hi.
Hey, I'm already podcasting.
You're already podcasting.
Look how great you look.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. That's Littlefoot.
I'm Robert. How are you? Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
He's wearing bigger shoes today, but we call him Littlefoot because he has kind of tiny feet. How you doing?
I'm really well. How are you?
I'm really good, man. I'm excited to be here. And
Oh, Jim's excited.
Oh,
to see
good,
you.
good,
Yeah.
good.
You can go through the crappy garage or through the formal front entryway.
which would be more dramatic, you think?
Doesn't
Let's go through the
matter.
garage.
There's no cameras. So who
All right,
cares?
let's go. Let's go through the garage.
All right, just walk on in.
Jump on the podcast later.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm a fan of your podcast, and I'm mad that you guys haven't done one in a while.
Yeah.
What?
Talk to him about that.
Oh, okay.
A nerve.
Uh-oh. She said, talk to Jim about that. Hammer.
Man, you are prompto.
And we're podcasting already.
This is unbelievable.
I already got a... Dee's already mad at me.
What's she mad at?
Just
Hopefully
because I...
she's mad at me too.
How are you,
She's
buddy?
not talking to me.
She's not talking to you? Talking to you?
How you doing? All right.
That's Robert. That's Littlefoot. He's like, if we need him to produce.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah,
But I already started.
that's fine.
Okay. No, I said, Dee, come on the podcast later. And she started laughing. And then I said, I'm a fan of the podcast you do with Jim. And then she laughed. And then she said, you better talk to Jim about that. So that's how it began.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm.
Because I noticed you haven't done a podcast with her since December.
Yes, that was we had an awesome blowout.
Right.
First one in like 20 years.
Really?
I shouldn't say 20 years. It was probably like a good 15 years.
Like a really big blowout?
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, how good. Oh my God, you changed up your house a little bit.
Yeah, changed everything up. Where do you want to go?
What was the blowout about? Do you want to talk about it? Not really.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah?
hit on it a little bit.
All right. Dude, look at this. Look at this brand new deck. I haven't been here in a while.
No, this is brand new.
This is gorgeous.
The yard is new too. It's like 3 days old.
What do you mean it's 3 days old?
This was just mounds of dirt. Mounds and mounds. They couldn't come in here because it was too wet last year.
Right.
So we had a septic. I know you can't tell, but I have a gorgeous $40,000 brand new septic.
Nice.
I have the nicest shitter in all of Chester. Morristown can't touch what's laying under my desk.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
40,000?
Oh, yeah, they really rake you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got to have a guy come, and he's from the state, and you have to, the architect of a shitter.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like, you can't move here, and you got wetlands, so that's another
That's another. Let me make up a good number. That's $6,000.
Of course.
And you're gonna have to cut tree. I know a great tree guy. So me and a tree guy are gonna bang you for another. Oh, that should be another $10,000 because we gotta cut. Oh, you want the stumps done? Oh, that's another. You're the TV guy. Well, okay, we're gonna give you a discount. Jack up another $3,000.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But you've
so-
lived here forever, and now
Yeah.
you're finding out about all these issues with your backyard.
Yeah, when my mom passed, literally the day of like her funeral, you come back here and it smells like hog shit, and the septic tank came back at the end of the day,
Right.
and there's a guy in the back with a cigarette, half undone. He's like, "Listen, I stuck a pipe in there and it broke, so I can't get out, so I'm just gonna leave." He leaves a hole. With an exposed septic tank,
Oh my God.
with a hose inside there,
Right.
And I get a bill for $500. I'm like, I'm not paying this.
Yeah, no kidding.
You made it worse, stupid.
Maybe it was a sign from your mom.
Oh, my mom was annoyed. That's what was going on. She said, "I'll fuck you hard."
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up one more time.
That's exactly
I'm gonna leave my mark.
That's exactly what it
But
was.
it's funny when you talk about like the town finding problems. I got this little beach house, right? I've had it for 4 or 5 years, and out of nowhere I get this letter like, your propane tank is too close to your AC unit.
oh my God.
We can move it for you. The famous, we can move it for you, but it's gonna cost a few.
Or you can go through the state,
Right, exactly.
and then you got to redo the piping, and the pipes now are from Peru.
right,
So that's another, and we got to get them measured, and them Peruvians cost a lot of money.
So I go, why wasn't this a problem beforehand? Well, I guess no one noticed it. Do you have your permits? I go, yeah, of course I have my permits. We went through the town, right? Long story short, I have to get a 12-foot block of cement so they can move the propane literally 5 feet.
Oh,
Because it's a beach, so
I'll
it
tell
has
you-
to be on a platform,
Yeah,
and it can't be just like, you can't just put a little cement down. It has to be, I think it's something like 4 feet deep and then 12 feet wide.
I think it was more like this. Do you know who that guy is?
Yeah, of course, that's how it goes.
No, who's it? That's the guy. Remember the radio? Remember it was Opie and Anthony? They signed a deal for like $1 billion.
Little do they
His
know.
brothers got a restaurant. These guys got money that never fucking ends. They hide it where I know his financial advisor. How can we fuck this guy to move a tank 5 feet?
Little do they know I'm in your backyard with this podcast. Portable thing. You want to sit down?
Drink?
Yeah, man. You want to do edibles?
Today, yes.
Oh.
She would no.
We picked a good day to be here, Robert.
Well, no, she don't leave till later. She don't leave till I still got to pick up kids later.
Let's do all that. We'd make it fun.
That's all I need. That's all I need podcasting.
I want to hear.
Was it when Opie came here?
Right.
Everyone's talking about some edible thing. Like you guys were playing wiffle till 1 a.m, and then the cops came, and then you got them to start playing.
Right. I say we do edibles.
While the kids were here, is it just a shtick? Come on, of course it's a shtick. You know how many albums I just sold because of that? I just got all my half-baked fans back.
Oh, I used that excuse on the radio a million times with old girlfriends.
It's a shtick.
No, that was just for the radio.
It's a radio.
What are you doing?
It's a radio.
This is what we
gig.
do. We do edibles, and then we do all your errands.
That's hilarious. What have you been doing edibles?
Here and there.
Clearly you have. I can tell by your haircut. I can tell by Ope's new hair. You got the whole I done look. You got the I'm done look. I don't care. I'm not impressing anyone at school or my kids. I don't care that it's private. I don't care about you. I got the same cash as you with your little slippers on with no socks.
Right.
You don't care. The guy with the tie, you got that look. I don't care. Well, I already give you my 30, 50 grand for my kid to go to private school, to learn how to color.
I grow this beard so I don't have to hang out with the parents.
I know.
You know this crap.
I know exactly your whole look.
my whole look is leave me alone.
I know exactly what your look is.
Leave me alone.
I already know what's going on. As soon as I saw you walk out, I went, oh, he's settled in. He's settled in real good. You're in a good place.
Yeah, I am in a good place. So
we can sit down.
Let's
I do
sit
have
down.
to pee, so you might want to pause or just check out and talk to everyone.
Yeah, I'll pause. Can we get waters or something?
Yeah,
Or
get some water.
Okay, so let's take a little breaky poo and do a little spatteroony. It's all you, Gregg.
Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA is working hard to combat texting while driving. Texting and driving isn't just a dangerous problem, it's deadly. And if you drive while distracted, you're 3 times more likely to crash. But far too many people still don't recognize the dangers. Did you know that when you send or receive a text, you take your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds? And at 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field with your eyes closed. Between 2012 and 2017, nearly 20,000 people died in crashes involving a distracted driver. And if your own safety isn't enough reason to stop driving while distracted, here's another one. It's also illegal. That's why cops are writing tickets to anyone caught texting while driving, and they're doing it to save lives. So remember, if you text while driving, you will get caught. You drive, you text, you pay. Oh, I got to talk about Quip. Quip is awesome. We're talking about a great toothbrush. I know it's a toothbrush. I know, but I bought my Quip before they started advertising with the OpieRadio podcast. So when they came to me and said, hey, Quip wants to advertise with you, I'm like, yes, I picked them. They didn't pick me.
I bought my Quip because I heard it on the OpieRadio podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, I just got my refill packet in the mail the other day.
Isn't that great?
I love it.
Because most of us, we get an electric toothbrush, and all of a sudden, the brush head gets really worn out, but we're too lazy to go to CVS and try to find it. And like, wait a minute, they don't even have my brand anymore. What? And then all of a sudden you're buying another electric toothbrush. It's a mess. With Quip, they send it in the mail every, 3 or 4 months?
3
something
months,
like
yeah.
that? Yeah, so they send you a brand new brush head. They send you a tiny little AAA battery because that's how you power this thing. You don't have to plug it in with charges and all that. And you know how much of a pain in the ass that is when you're traveling and now you gotta charge it for your electric toothbrush. It's all contained nice. It has that glass tube where the toothbrush goes in, and then, it's kind of a container, and you just throw that in your luggage and you're good to go, man. You just turn that thing on, and with the AAA battery, it pulsates every 30 seconds?
Every 30 seconds.
Reminding you every 30 seconds, move it to somewhere else in your mouth, dummy. so your teeth are
And they send
are cleaner.
toothpaste.
And they send a little bit of toothpaste. No, they send 2 toothpaste.
You get a little travel one, and you get a 3-month supply.
Exactly. They have figured everything out. I love my Quip. I shouldn't love a toothbrush this much. It's a little weird, but I'm very, very happy. It has this sensitive sonic vibrations, gentle enough on your sensitive gums. Yeah, the built-in 2-minute timer pulsates every 30 seconds, so it takes everything out of brushing your teeth. As long as you can hang in there for the full 2 minutes, you're going to have cleaner teeth and fresher.
It's very easy to brush your teeth and multitask.
Yeah, there you go. A multi-use cover. That's right, ladies. Oh, they're not. That's not what they're getting at.
I don't think so.
A multi-use cover. It's very smooth, ladies.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. Brush heads are automatically delivered, like we said. So, look, man, I really do love my Quip, and they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Matter of fact, I think I said it on a past live read. I went to the dentist recently, and we were all confused, like, wait, you haven't been here in over a year, and I'd like to go, more frequent than that. And they're like, what are you doing differently? I'm like, I got a Quip, this Quip electric toothbrush. I'm like, oh, we're hearing that a lot. And then they try to give me that dumb toothbrush at the end. I'm like, I don't need your stinking toothbrush anymore.
Well, you know what? Those old dentist toothbrushes?
Yeah.
They make great grout cleaners.
Yeah, there you go. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com, at the very least, go to getquip.com so you can see this thing. It's really nice. It makes a really nice gift. And I know Father's Day is coming up in a month or so, and this might be a great gift for Father's Day. You go getquip.com/Opie. Getquip.com/Opie right now, and you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/Opie. That's getquip.com/Opie.
OpieRadio.
Hey, friends, we're here with Heidi King, the Deputy Administrator of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. NHTSA is working hard to combat texting while driving. Heidi, tell us more about the National Texting Enforcement Campaign. You drive, you text, you pay.
You Drive, You Text, You Pay is the national high-visibility enforcement and awareness campaign that supports law enforcement's amplified efforts to combat texting while driving.
Well, why is distracted driving so dangerous?
Because text messaging requires drivers to take their eyes off the road, their hands off the wheel, and their mind off driving. It is perceived by many to be the most dangerous distraction on our roadways. Please join the conversation about the consequences of texting while driving by using and following the hashtag #JustDrive.
Thank you, Heidi. While April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, please resist the urge to drive distracted year-round. For more information, visit nhtsa.gov/distraction. That's nhtsa.gov/distraction.
OpieRadio.
What the fuck?
The OpieRadio podcast.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I'm confused.
No, I make fun.
The backyard, I know this is not a visual. This is gorgeous. I haven't...
This?
Huh?
Just stay there. Hold on a second.
Oh, no.
See where I'm at?
Yeah.
Take a second, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
I'll be right back. You don't have to trust me.
Wait, you got to turn the music down, though, or it'll be a copyright
I was
thing.
going to say, you're not going to find Chief Nahokamiya off the reservation in North Dakota. He's never going to hunt us down.
Dude,
Someone's going to go, I will go find Opie now.
He owes me 18 cents.
I take naps to meditation music and rainstorms and thunderstorms and rainforest sounds.
Yeah, I got all under.
All right. See, I told you I could relate to Jim Breuer. Sit down, Littlefoot. Wow, the last time I was here, they didn't have this wonderful deck. And those are the famous woods, Robert. I'll give you a little lay of the land. So me and Jim have known each other forever.
Right.
And those woods are filled with deer. And if you look, well, he's changed the house around a little bit, but right here would be the old, just a window over the sink.
Sure.
And he could see his wife doing the dishes, right?
Right.
He would call me out of nowhere every once in a while, and I go, hello? And he goes, Ope, it's Breuer. I'm like, why are you whispering? He goes, I'm in the woods. So those are the woods.
Right.
He goes, I'm in the middle of the woods watching D do the dishes. He would get hot. Can I tell the... Oh, well, now he's back out. Anyway, he would...
I calls him calling from the woods.
Well, that's one of our famous stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of our famous stories. And he would admit that he was really high. He would go in the woods, and then he would talk to me about all sorts of fun stuff. And he would go, I'm watching my wife. She's doing the dishes. So we'll probably see some deer run by eventually.
So I got deer out where I am. I'm not too far from here. I'm not in this nice of an area. I'm a little farther east.
Really? I could drive you home later.
I'm in Essex County. I'm a little farther than Carl.
Are you still living with your dad?
No.
You finally moved out of that situation?
Yes, I moved out of that situation a year ago.
Oh, it's been
that long.
Oh, wait. So when we started at Westwood 1... Oh, all right.
Yeah,
you just never updated that info with me. I just assumed you were still with your dad.
No, it was just a couple of months. I got my own place.
Yeah.
I got my own place.
That's very good. All right. Jim's taking a leak. I'm going to sit down and have my water.
Right.
So we moved the operation inside into the basement of the Breuer estate. Because we were worried about the wind outside, because we've had problems with the wind on the podcast.
Yeah, you don't want to hear. Yeah. I really enjoyed the show until the boogeyman showed up.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
And the wind always comes during the best parts of the
course.
podcast. Why is that? Not a part you can easily edit out or something.
That's the force fucking with you.
Yeah, exactly. So, Breuer, thanks, man. I'm excited to be here. It's been a long time.
Really long time.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Yeah, this is
Bitch.
nutso.
So D, what's going on with you and D in the podcast?
All right, here's the wrap. Christmas time was a little stressful. All right. A couple things. At the end of the day, I'll just leave it as this. It's communication breakdown. It's
Zeppelin.
Yes.
Communication breakdown.
That's every relation. We're fine. Well, actually, we're in another one. So we've had 2 battles.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Me and Robert noticed that the energy's a little weird in the house right now.
Yeah, no, she's not, she's whatever. It's all good.
Okay. We feel like we should maybe leave or something.
Should we come back? She's back another day. What's going on?
Is there a coffee shop nearby? let them hammer this out for an hour. We'll come back.
No. This is Trini and I. It was the holidays and it was stressful because dude's all about the Lord. All right. So with that said, between the kids, they're kids. They're not. Not that they're not. Mm-hmm. No one's on her level and her degree, which is one thing. But where our thing turned into the big blowout was one of the kids was at the house and it was whatever.
A house party? Are we talking
No.
about
It was at our house and we were leaving the house last second and we have 2 different approaches. I'm not saying which one is right or wrong. We're very firm in our approach.
Right.
My approach is completely different than hers. Hers is completely different than mine. I get extremely frustrated. Put it this way. When you walk in a room and you hear 2 people going, and one's crying, what is your first response?
To leave?
To leave? That's your. All right, let me say if that's
Wait,
your wife.
am I in the argument?
Yeah, you just walked in the room.
Yeah.
And so let's say that's your wife and your son.
Oh, okay. So, see, my kids are a little younger. So
they're younger.
So they're having a problem. The wife and the daughter. Mm-hmm. Well, I think the first thing you want to do is just calm everyone down.
I'm sorry, what?
And she wanted you to take her side.
It's that simple.
I get that. But I think you need to calm everyone down, separate them like the cops do, and get each other's story.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's what you do. Come over here. Over here. And
so they're going at it to help you along here.
They're going at it.
And then you come in and you're just trying to calm everyone down. And that's...
My days of that are long over. Even
Right.
with people. I'm 50. Confrontation's over.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me. It's not worth it. If you're not in my circle, I don't need to be confrontational with you.
Right.
Even a year or 2 ago with I don't ever go back with anyone tweeting anymore. You this. We're done.
Yeah.
You're either blocked or I move along. I don't care.
Right.
So when it's in the house and it's this one's yelling and that one's screaming and my approach is everyone. What point are you trying to get across, and what point are you trying to get across? Where my problem occurred was now when the cop comes and he calms down the situation. Now you got one party over here, one party here. While you got one party over there, what happens when the other party starts acting up while you're trying to calm things down?
Yeah.
How would you do that?
You got to try to get them calm.
Okay, and now they're going, screw you, officer.
Yeah, I understand where you're going
Start
with this.
hitting them with the baton.
Right.
And you go, listen, and then becomes
a whole different argument.
You see the eyes completely glaze over, and you're not dealing with a human being anymore.
Right.
Now you're dealing with a whole different something like, wow, I used to see this creature 15 years ago.
Oh.
Before things changed.
Right.
Oh, so now it's, wow, I haven't seen this one in a long time. But now the battle's over, but now the battle's on me.
Right. Now you're the problem.
I'm the problem.
I can relate to that because that's how I grew up with my mom. My mom wanted my dad to march in and take her side so it's 2-on-1 against the kid. Right. Immediately. And when my dad wouldn't do that, he had your approach, all hell would break loose.
Right. And
to a T.
Well, to be honest with you, I gave into this approach all the way up until, although it made me feel extremely uncomfortable, even if I felt it wasn't right, whatever the subject was. And I could be always wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying the approach. So, and there's a couple more in due defense to her. I got to remember some of the other ones. So after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, but I don't like the way you approach anymore, and I'm not dealing with that anymore because it always goes from 0 to 100. And although you don't do it with me, now you do it over there, and I'm tired of it. And I'm not going to lose them. I want to be on your side. I will gladly be on your side. But I'm not going to lose them because you're not. I'm not fighting that way. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So at the end of the day, I'm always like, well, what do you want out of this? And I remember even that day, what do you want out of this? I want her to have X, Y, Z. She needs to this and that and this. Okay. She wants you to do X, Y, Z. Well, I am trying X, Y, Z, but I'm only here for 10 X, Y, Z. So how am I supposed to do X, Y, Z if I'm here for 8 days? Well, point. Very good point. And it's whatever. It goes back and forth. I'm not doing that anymore. So I have to balance. Well, is it going to like yesterday? We got in a battle yesterday. As you can feel the thick air. Everything was kicking. And when I say
this wasn't a good idea, Robert.
No. When I say things got better, they got better.
Okay. So the first one was around Christmas.
Yes, and it was Christmas.
And now fast forward,
there was a lot of pressure. Yeah. You know, I'm out with Metallica. So, you know, she's buying all the presents. I'm like, why are we buying a billion people? Why are we billion people? And I'm also stressed. I'm like, you know, we spent more money than I'm comfortable with. And that really bothers me. I hate... Wow, that was my stomach.
Damn. Dun, 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 dun.
So, right. So, we got through it. It took a while, but we got through it. It was the longest battle we had in 15, 20 years.
How long did it last?
Oh, my God. At least 3 weeks to a month.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's usually done the same day.
Was there a lot of, like, doors slamming?
Leaving, not talking.
Right.
No talking whatsoever.
At dinner, you just could hear the...
There was no dinners.
No dinners?
I'm not having to... I may leave, packed up her bags, ready to leave.
Right.
Like, and then I go into the mode of, are we in high school? What are we doing?
Right.
This is ridiculous. And you can't do that. Because I'm also dealing with someone that has to, in the back of their mind, knows at any minute they can be dead. And although we all live that way, it's a real life situation with Dee.
Right.
It's like tomorrow she goes to Philadelphia, and now she could be hiding things from me that I don't know. You know, it was December was the first time she got, she goes there with her cancer. People don't know she's stage 4, and she's on a trial. Stage 4, what she has, it's just you're done. So the only way to keep her alive is living on a trial, unless they miraculously come up with a miracle drug that cures her. And please don't send me everything.
You've seen everything.
I've seen it. I go to Mexico and talk to Juan. He's in a hut. Yeah, I got it. Go to Belize and eat this root. Yeah, I know. I got it. So that lurks nonstop, and I have to constantly take that in consideration. So, and we try to play the whole, hey, nothing's going on, everything's cool. So, which has to be a little bit of, as much as she'd like to pretend, I don't want everyone feeling sorry for me, and I don't want anyone to treat me like I have something. That has to, I can tell you, it would weigh on me.
Yeah.
Every time I have a battle with something, like, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm dying.
Right.
So can you show a little respect? So that has to be part of it, and I have to respect that, and I think I do my best to be aware of that. So I think there's a lot of pressure going on, and that's the first time where she got her chart. So since she's been going, the chart always says, oh, the tumors are shrinking. Some of them are disappearing. It was the first time I was like, hey, I wouldn't be alarmed, but I went in the other direction. Fuck. But they really said, this happens. Could be stress, could be whatever. We are so not worried because it's so small.
Right.
Now, between you and I, last month, she went, and there was 15 million of us going, what did the chart say? What did the chart say? What did the chart say? FaceTime me when they talk to you about the chart. FaceTime me. Why did she said, it wasn't ready. So what do you mean it wasn't ready? But I had the one doctor, and she didn't have the chart, and it wasn't really there. Oh, all right, maybe she's telling the truth.
Your gut knows.
Maybe she knows something I don't know.
Right.
Okay. So with that said, then about 2 weeks later, we go. Now we went on vacation. We all went to. We weren't going to go on vacation because we kind of went over budget with things, and she wanted to build all this amazing stuff in the house, man. Because she clearly said, "Hey, I'm not going to be around. I want everything done. I don't want you stuck with have to do anything." So that's why we have a deck. That's why we have a new basement. She wants the kids to hang out in the basement. She wants the kids to enjoy the yard. She wants me to enjoy the lifetime yard I've been waiting for. And my point is, well, that's beautiful, but now I'm going to be on the deck sobbing all the time, going, why are you not here? And I'm going to sell it anyway.
Of course.
But I don't know.
Well, the place looks gorgeous now.
It does look pretty smoking.
It's unbelievable.
It looks smoking.
Well, there's a few things with this. So that's obviously one of the underlying things that causes the fights to be even worse than usual.
Correct. And just so I say, so I asked her point blank, like, what happened with the charts? And she went, oh, they did. She emailed them, but I couldn't really read them. But I thought, they looked good. And I'm just like, are they good? Or you know something I don't know, and you don't want to tell me? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So what were you going to say? So we had another one yesterday.
Right.
The one yesterday is she wants the kids, no matter what, their choice is Sundays. You got to go to church. If you don't go to church, then you got to go to a youth group. All right. Now, we go to church. For her, I support it. The guy puts me straight up in a coma. Coma.
Right. I was telling Robert the difference between you two. You both are actually on the same path, but she's more traditional. She goes to church a lot, and you're very spiritual.
Huge.
You're more like me. Like
correct.
I'll
talk to God in my yard.
Yeah, and I believe God is everywhere.
Correct. I don't need to go there.
Right.
But that's her world.
Yeah, I'm not. That's her wish.
Hey, you support me when I watch the Mets.
Right.
You support me when I want to go do this. You support me when I'm out and away. I'm going to support you because this makes you feel amazing.
Right.
And then that bleeds into the whole family.
Right.
And she's not sitting there going, you need to read the Bible, blah, blah. But now she wants it really bad, and the kids are revolting. I hate going to youth group. Not that I don't like. I hate kids. It's weird. Some of them have different looks. I listen. So
Let it out, Jim. Let it out. I'm your therapist today. I was going to do a different podcast, but
I know we're going to. We're going to make a 3-hour special.
all right, I'm your therapist, though.
Let's do a 3-hour, 4-hour special.
I can relate to all this because in my family, my wife, traditional religious person, but but she has moved more towards spirituality, yoga, meditation, and all that. But her mom and everybody down in Philly, like, they give us the speech. You know, you guys got to start going back to
who's
church
a
and all that.
And
And I'm
was the
like,
kid baptized yet?
oh no, my kid, we blew off his communion.
Well, same. We didn't. My last one wasn't.
Yeah, but see, everyone else in Philly, they're
a biggie.
They're doing their communion.
And
my
Irish Catholic thing.
They're Lithuanian and all sorts of
Lithuanian Catholic?
Well, no, they're regular
That's
Catholic.
a whole other ball of Catholic.
Yeah, no, but my son's cousin is pretty much the same age. They're 6 weeks apart. He went through his communion, and he's being brought up very differently. He goes to Catholic school and all that.
Okay.
And my son's like, what's church?
So is me.
Right.
I don't know how the kids would come home. Like,
Dad, what's a communion? I'm like, well, but you know, honestly, though, to be honest with you, I think I want to start going back to church just to give them something.
Yes, yeah.
But let them figure it out. I don't want to be the guy like, well, this is what I think, so you should think this way.
And I don't do that whatsoever. So what happened was, one of them works now, which she learned from the other one. The other one barely worked, has no car, and nothing. And I kept saying, you need to get a job because you're going to say, I got my summers. I'm just telling you, you're going to turn 18. You have no car. I'm not buying you a car. You need to learn how to get things yourself. Okay, so she watched that, and this one, the middle one, busts her ass. She works Sundays. She works during the week after school. So, and the person that hires her always says, your kid is the greatest worker ever. So now she hires her on Sundays. So Dee's pretty adamant. So this is what I woke up to yesterday. All right, yesterday was Sunday. I just woke up. All right, I roll over. I know we got to go to a funeral and a birthday party. That's all I know we got to do that day. Because already my Sunday's booked, which already annoys the shit out of me. But whatever.
We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good.
I think my June and July are already booked.
Right.
We're in April, and I'm like, can we maybe find one weekend and go to the beach house?
Yeah. And
just one, please. I beg you. What?
Right.
Do we really have to go to your neighbor's baby shower?
Right.
What?
Oh, God. We really going to see this kid anymore? God.
My mother-in-law calls like, so I got us Phillies tickets for June 15th, and I'm like,
you going to Phillies?
I'm like, June 5th.
In Philadelphia?
No, I just made up the date, but it's somewhere in June, and I'm thinking to myself, that's the middle of summer. I could be on a beach fishing.
I want to be right. I don't want to do anything anymore.
And
Phillies
then
don't play on the island.
And then we got the local carnival the next the next what? The next weekend.
July 4th, I hope you don't mind. We're going to Staten. What?
Right.
I was going to buy fireworks in Pennsylvania and try to get arrested.
Right. And then don't forget the weekend after that is the first birthday party for our niece. That's our age, though, right?
Yes.
We're in that age where, so I try to tell my wife, like, you don't really like that person, do you? So she's getting better where we're starting to check off ones where, like, look, we just can't go.
Do we really need this one?
Yeah.
Are we really going to be banned if we don't go sit for 4 hours, talk to people we can't stand and have nothing in common with, and then eat cake and leave?
Yeah. Shitty cake, too, by the way.
Shitty cake and the conversations
and
are
a giant
the worst.
fucking hero.
Hey, just see what's going on with it. No, I didn't. I really didn't, and I don't care.
And then their angle on Trump might be a little different than us. So and we're more in the category of let's just not talk about it. Something I learned from Breuer. Less talk about politics is much better for everybody.
There's no reason to talk about politics.
Right.
Zero.
Yeah.
You don't know shit.
No one knows shit.
Nobody knows shit. You're in a reality game. Stop talking. Right. It's like arguing about wrestling.
Right.
There's no difference.
Right, exactly.
Anyway.
So where were you? I had to jump in.
No. It's phenomenal
because
so did a million other people listening.
And the funny thing is, we should at least say that live from Portland, your new comedy CD, you kind of talk about, family, family things you have to schedule, which was really, really fun.
Did I tell you?
A little bit. Did
you hear it?
I heard the whole album, man.
All right, we got to talk about because I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it.
Why?
I'm going to tell you how it went down.
Okay.
I didn't plan it at all.
It's a great album.
It was. Well, everyone says that.
And then we were listening again on the way because we had a long ride. I go, Robert, you want to hear Breuer's latest album? By the way, I should mention Littlefoot is a huge fan of yours, and he works at Westwood One. So
nice.
And he was laughing his ass off.
Oh, good.
I was taking notes because I wanted to ask you about some things, but he was laughing his ass off.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, go ahead. But what? Why wouldn't you listen to this thing?
Right,
but you're like me. You don't like listening to your shit.
No, here's what happened.
Okay.
I'm on the Metallica tour.
Yeah.
And on the tour, I have a kid. I call him the kid. He's 20 years old. He films. I have a guy that I pay to film me and follow me around on the Metallica tour. And I have another guy who's DJing. And I hired him to help me. Hey, if I come with a bit, help me develop this thing for the crowd. Yeah. So he films every comedy show, not professionally, but with a film, and so when you go on my socials and you see little bits,
Patreon and all that,
that's Instagram, Facebook. That's him filming.
Okay,
all right. So I booked Portland. I was sitting right where we are, and it was me, the opener, and this girl that's part of the Metallica crew that wanted to feed the homeless in Portland. She was on a mission to feed the homeless. I said, all right. This is about 3 weeks before the show. All right. And they was like, oh, maybe I can we got 3 days off. Maybe I can book a club. I can make extra money. And we could do a food drive. She was, we'll do it. If people bring cans of food. I said, that'd be great. DZ yelling at me, get rid of these boxes of merchandise. So I'll ship them out. And if you bring cans, you just take whatever. And I literally was like, listen, take whatever you want. All right. So thank God the thing sells out in a week or else it would have crushed my ego. It's a small club. So that's all. And it was a Tuesday night.
Breuer's downplaying it, but it's still funny.
No, I'm being serious. I was like, Portland, I had a hard time selling out years ago. So it's a Tuesday night. I book Helium. The day we go feed the homeless, it's freezing. Night of the show, we do the food drive. She's excited. That girl's there. Her name's Sarah. She's out there doing with the food bank and all that jazz. And I do the show. Now, the last 2-3 years, about 2 years ago, I had 2 one-hour comedy specials that I wanted to sell. And I was passed on.
Right.
So
who passed you?
All
right, fair. Well, I want to get angry for
well,
you.
Let's say
let me get angry.
Where's
for you.
everyone trying to get on? That's all I'm going to say.
Netflix?
I didn't say who.
This is the third time we've heard that, by the way.
Not in the business of.
All right, you didn't officially say it, and there's a few other comics in our age group that are being denied, and these people are beyond funny. Judy Gold being one of them.
And did she tell you the wording that was told to them?
It's ageism.
Algorithms.
What?
Algorithms and ageism, basically. What's the word?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I want to know the word, though, for real. Because I think that's insane, and I think it should be... really?
Oh, really?
And a certain age.
Really?
Not in that business. Which,
let me say,
I'm okay as a businessman with that. I understood it and I get it. So, and that's the.
I think that's. I think
they wanted to. They want to.
I think that's. Yeah. I think that's people in a boardroom overthinking things. I think in the end,
could be.
I think people,
it doesn't matter.
I think people can figure out what you said, but I'll say this: in the end, funny is funny.
I don't care.
Well, on the platform, I don't care enough that the platform is big enough that
Who cares?
You're going to go to the shit you like anyway. It's
Right.
ubiquitous now, so it doesn't matter. You're going to find what you want, and you might find something that crosses over, but
Right.
you're there looking for the stuff that you like.
And I wasn't even looking for. Honestly, I didn't care about money.
Yeah.
I don't care about money.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I knew it would do well.
But I've never thought, man, I really like Kevin Hart. He's really funny, but too bad I don't like black people. Who thinks that?
Well,
if you're a fan of comedy, you're not thinking.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
just
matter.
flash forward to like a week from now when some hater takes that out of context.
Oh, they know I love
whatever.
black people.
Anyway, it does. So at the end of the day,
And you just gave him that idea, you
yeah.
lunatic.
So at the end of the day, I took that to my advantage. Like, you know what? This is a good thing. I remember, I think Seinfeld once said, why would I put on a new special every other year?
Right.
I can always use this. Now, what you see me a bunch of times. I very rarely will do the same stuff. I'll work on one thing and play around with it for a year.
Right.
Until the point where, okay, I'm going to film now. It's all tight. And I felt I had 2 tight 1 hours. So the minute that came up, I went, all right, well, I got to work harder.
Right.
And that's the best thing that could have happened. I started working harder. And then the Paramount came. And the Paramount was, hey, once a month you're going to play here in Long Island. And I went, you know what? I put my nads on the table and said, I'm going to do a different show every month.
Right.
I'm going to make sure it crushes.
Right.
And that's what I was doing. And I just kept creating more. And the great thing is, every time someone sees me, and then they'll see me again, they'll go, dude, you did a different freaking hour.
Right.
I saw you. And the Metallica crew, there were nights off and guys would come out like, there was this one guy, he's like, I saw you in Saskatoon, then I saw you in Iowa, and then you did 3 different hours and everyone was funnier than the other one.
Yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable. So that worked to my advantage. So here I am, I'm in Portland, and there was a couple things I did that night that I still have yet to do since that night. I had to have that, the kid after the show goes, hey man, I professionally recorded tonight. I went, you mean you filmed different? He went, no, I audio taped it.
Nice.
And I went, all right, like, I'll listen. Like, what do you want me to do? I thought for no reasons. Why would you? I'm not gonna lie to you. The first thing I thought was like, am I buying this? Like, did you? Do I have to
shakedown?
Yes, and that's why I'm like, do I have to now? I gotta pay you to edit audio stuff. Like,
right.
I listen on my phone, and I didn't think anything of it. And a couple weeks later, my manager called, and he goes, Jim, have you listened to this? Oh no. He goes, you got to listen to it. It's unbelievable.
It's really good.
And I went, Portland.
Yeah.
He goes, just listen for. So I listened for. I listened for 2 minutes. I just listened for the sound quality.
Right.
And I went, yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Right.
And that was it. And then 3 weeks later, he's like, this is like next level. I went, Portland?
Yeah.
I go, but the reason why I say that is because I feel like I'm doing this the last 3 years.
Right. Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Because it's a perfect time for me to jump in. So, first of all, me and you have been friends for a really long time, but I'm also a massive fan of your stand-up. Massive. And I think you're sort of like the Grateful Dead. Hear me out. It's not your It's not your type of music in general. I get that. But what was cool about being a fan of the Grateful Dead is every show you went to was different. And you might even go, oh, that's St. Stephen or that's Uncle John's band, but they did it different.
Right.
You do that.
Yes, I do.
So even though you have
I do.
Even though you have a shitload of material. Oh, I cursed in your house.
Oh no, you're allowed to curse.
No, I
curse
told
You should
Robert
hear
we're
me.
not allowed to curse.
If you heard my wife was all about the Lord, she curses like a truck driver. So don't worry about it.
But before you guys started blowing off your podcast, I mean, you guys talked about cursing and stuff too.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I could say stuff like that.
Yes, of course.
All right. So you have so much material, but also if you do touch on something from the past, you do give it that little twist, that little make it a little different. You might add you might add 5 seconds onto the bit, but it's a key 5 seconds that makes it feel like it's a brand new thing.
Great example.
And
go ahead.
Well, the other thing, and I wrote this, and this is the only compliment I'm going to give you today, and then and then we can laugh our asses off because it pisses me off what you said about whoever said no to you, because that's ridiculous.
That's okay though. It's fine.
No, I understand all that, but I, as someone who's a fan of yours and comedy in general,
it's the greatest thing that could have happened.
This is what I wrote. I can't think of another comic that relates more to our generation, and our generation being, let's say, 35 to 54.
Kids and blah, blah, blah.
Like in their 30s all the way up to 54. I can't think of another comic that is hitting all those things that we're dealing with now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only talking about what I know now.
Right. And but you're talking about your dad dying. We all have gone. A lot of us have gone through that.
Right.
Seeing your favorite band, like let's say Metallica, but Metallica when you first saw them compared to seeing Metallica now. That bit on the CD is beyond hilarious. Talking about nursing homes, talking about spirituality, talking about the homeless, talking about New Year's Eve. See, I listened to this thing. Now I'm just
I got. Wow. Okay. So here,
yeah.
From what I understand, I did colonoscopy on there?
Yes.
Okay, so if you see me now, I didn't realize I did colonoscopy that night.
Yeah.
If you see me now, I think it's 1,000 times funnier what I say now, and I took 3 different directions.
Right.
So I guess you're right. That's the Grateful Dead. So
you're like the Grateful Dead, because most Grateful Dead fans really hated the studio albums. Those were for more of the, this.
Well,
right. That was more for the mainstream
as somebody
people.
Who spent a lot of years following the Grateful Dead until Jerry left, and then as they were winding down, started following Pearl Jam around the world. It's the same thing, right?
Right.
Pearl Jam is similar to you too,
which is more sort of apropos of the conversation because they don't do the same set. See, I wasn't going to bring it up because...
No, but I got to explain that now, too. God, we have too much going on here, but it's
Pearl
okay.
Jam doesn't play the same set.
But Pearl Jam took a page from the Grateful Dead.
Yes.
Pearl Jam realized, I know MTV wants a video for every fucking song we're doing. We don't want to do that. We don't even really want to make studio albums. And they just decided to tour, allow their fans to tape their sets and trade that stuff all over the place.
Yeah. Which is, now this is fascinating to me because... something that I've been pushing to do nonstop is give them each show I do. I don't like that. I do ask don't record for more reasons, because when a comic says something, I can't control you editing it,
right?
And now I got to defend something I didn't do,
of course.
Or you just put 2 little lines out. He said this word, and so comic is different when it comes to recording. But if you record the whole thing. One of the reasons I've been filming every show is like, let's release this one, let's release that one. Yeah, but it's sort of the same material. Who cares? It's completely different. Yeah. I just did the St. Patrick's Day show at the Paramount, and I think I told an hour, 15-minute show of going to see Billy Joel that went in so many different directions that I've never told it that way. Yeah. And I came out with a kilt.
Yeah.
In a black shirt. I went, we should release this as a comedy special.
Of course.
So now as you're talking, I'm like, God.
Well, I told that.
Maybe that's what this becomes, because my diehard fans know that. My diehard fans know, I saw Breuer in February, then I saw him in October, and then I saw him Christmas.
Right. And
it was he touched on 3 subjects, but it was all different.
Yeah.
And it was still crushing.
Yeah.
I was always impressed by someone who could go, I do a new hour every year. Okay, that's nice. It's not always great.
Right.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, they put themselves on that schedule. That's the problem. They're like every, whatever it would be, 9 months, 10 months, a year, I got to put out another hour. I think you put out the hour when you're ready to put out another hour. And stop putting the pressure on yourself to do that.
Don't put the pressure on.
Some could pull it off, obviously, but then there's others.
Not many. And the ones that do, I can assure you they don't have families.
Right.
Or they got divorced, or they're missing.
We just went off on a 10, 15-minute tangent, and it's going to drive the podcast listeners nuts.
What?
So with your daughter, I didn't forget, the job,
yes,
going to church.
Yes.
Let's at least wrap that up.
Okay, so here's what happened.
With the fight that happened yesterday, and not the fight that happened in around Christmas.
And life is good. And we're kicking ass. We're laughing so hard the last couple of weeks. We are peaking. Like even better than before. And I'm proud of my kid. The amount of work that she puts in with everything. Steve turns to me, and I just woke up. I turn around, and I got a cat that says Alzheimer's. The thing don't know where it's at. It's blind. Just wants to be pet all day. So as I turn, it waits for me to wake up, and he comes crawling up to me. So I'm patting its head. And as I'm petting the head, I'm still in the bed with Dee. Yeah. And she's playing on her video game. She goes, that one told her boss she didn't tell me what time to work today, so she's going to miss church so she can work. Now, that's kind of smart. It's smart. It's kind of smart. It's really smart. Let's not kid ourselves. We've got a genius on our hands.
Dude, I was on Long Island. I was a caddy, and we were brought up Catholic until my mom. I gotta whisper. I don't want to.
No, I purposely shut doors so the only when she comes in, we're gonna hear banging.
Okay.
And another reason I'm sitting here is because we can hear walking upstairs.
Because my mom finally went to the priest because like we were really poor. We had 7, 8, 9 kids depending on who we were taking into our family. Yeah. And I remember the phone call where she called the church and said that she needed help because the church basically said to have all these kids, and now she's fallen on hard times, so she calls the church assuming there was a magic fucking check coming her way. And I remember her screaming at the priest going, "You told me to have all these goddamn kids! And now I need help!" And they're basically saying, I don't know, go on welfare, right? I mean, maybe they threw us a pair of shoes or a new coat. And my mom started going downhill like, oh, wow. She went the other way, and she was brought up hardcore Catholic. But in that transitional period, I became a caddy. I can't go to church on Sundays. That's when everyone is golfing.
These guys dropping me Finskis and Tenskis here and there.
And I was the one that was providing for the house. So my mom's like, I guess you're not going to church.
There you go.
As long as you hand over that caddy money. And then, long story short, I started hiding some in the wall.
Of course.
Which I talked about on a past podcast. But I can relate to your daughter. Sorry. So she has a job on Sunday, which now means she can't go to church.
Correct.
But that's an issue with your wife.
Correct.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So now her thing is, I gave her... So now in the middle of this one walks in. And she before she can open her mouth, T goes, okay, funny you walked in, because I'm just telling your father how you need to tell your boss you can't go into 10:30. And she goes, I'm not doing that. She goes, you want me to get a job? I got a job, and the other person there needs help, so she likes the way I work. And now the day before, I was at ShopRite, and I ran into her boss, and our boss was like, your kid is the great. She's a godsend. She's the greatest worker. My kid comes out like this is really good for her. So in church, but so is this. Okay, so D goes, well, I told her she's got a choice, either church or youth group. She doesn't like going to youth group, so it's church. So you need to tell your boss that you can't work on. And she goes, tell her. It's not. I'm the enforcer. I've been told, enforce. Now, I'm not really good. I'm not good in these situations.
Right.
I like assessing the whole situation.
Right. And try to figure out another way around this.
Correct.
maybe you could go to church later tonight.
I'm trying to figure this out.
They do have church on Wednesdays, I think.
Maybe we can talk about church later and tell you some of the things that were taught. How about that? Whatever. So now this turns into, I go, fine. Tell you what. How about you tell your boss, starting next week, not today, but next week, 10:30 is when you'll start being there. Are you good? Yeah. And look at D. Are we good? And that's what pissed D off. Why am I looking at her? I should be staring at her the whole time. And so when she left the room, it went, what? Oh, and while I'm looking, she said, why were you looking at me? I'm the one that told her. And then I told you to send it. You're looking at me like it's my problem. And then the problem of you make me look like a bad parent. So now I go, is that an issue to you? Because if it is, that's on you.
Right.
If you feel you're a bad parent, that's you. That's your problem. I'm not getting in that game anymore. I'm not. That's you. You feel that way?
Right.
Well, they don't listen to me. Why? You got to figure it out. I've given you suggestions for that.
Right.
Well, why do they listen to you? Because I go in. But I'll give you a simple thing. A phone. Okay? The youngest one's not supposed to have the phone past 9. Well, I told her 8 million times. It's a kid. He ain't going to fucking listen to you. Why are they going to listen to you? They want to be on the phone.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't have to. Well, you have to.
You got to enforce.
It's really that simple.
Right.
So when I come home now, I put I have an alarm on my phone. At this time, go in. So I go in, and the first time I did it, she gave me some, why do I know it? I said, 9 o'clock, give me it to me. I don't understand it. You're going to lose 1 hour tomorrow if you don't hand it to me in 2 minutes. Well, you just lost tomorrow for an hour. What the fuck? Would you like to lose another hour? You just lost 2 hours for tomorrow. Give me the phone or you're going to lose it for a week.
I've had this conversation with my son and his iPad.
So she gives it to me the next day. I put it for 7. She forgets. I walk in. I need your phone. Why? Don't you remember yesterday we had a battle and you disputed me? And I calmly said, here's the rule. And I don't have shit. Would you like to lose it for... Boom. I go, starting tomorrow, we'll go back on schedule. And every time you blow it, you lose that many hours you had it.
It works.
What's the problem?
Right.
Well, she don't listen to me. Well, she wasn't listening to me for 2 seconds. But I'm not raising my voice to this level!
Right.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into a bash mode. So...
No.
So
this is all stuff parents can relate to.
Yes, so now that...
That was the problem with my mom growing up, was when she raised her voice, I'm like, I don't
You
hear,
tap out.
I don't hear anything.
It's over. I tapped out.
And I will bash myself, Mr. Breuer. I learned that from my mom, and for many years in my life, my professional life, I did that. And then I realized through therapy, it's been a very long time now. It's been at least 10 years I haven't done that horse shit. But I realized, man, even if you're right about something, if you raise your voice to that frequency, everyone just taps out. Right. So even if you are, you know in your soul that you're 100% right with what you want to tell this person.
Doesn't matter.
If you're yelling at them, I'm doing this more for the listeners out there, by the way. And I can relate to this a lot. And as soon as I started calming down and not yelling and screaming and just talking like we're talking about, you did this wrong and that wrong. Right. I got a lot more respect.
Well,
from people.
Exactly. Because now you're talking to and not at. And that goes for your kids.
Right.
You feel like you need to still continue to talk at them even when they're teenagers. That's especially when you need to talk to.
Right.
So
and you're in the teenager stage.
Talk to. I hang out. I go. I'm not saying I'm better. I know I got to work harder and harder. The more I don't know my kids, I sit down and I go on my back deck. I pray and I sit and I think like, what do I got to do? And then I get answers. And the answer is like, you got to get to know them now.
Right.
How do I do that?
Right.
Well, why you just figure out a way.
Right.
Hey, you want to go get coffee? And then we'll sit down, we'll have coffee, and this kid will start just trusting me and telling me things. Some of the things I don't want to hear.
Right.
Hey, we tried this and we tried that. I go, okay. But you know, and you go, hey man, I remember when I did that. Just be careful because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we know, I know. But now,
are you gulping as they're telling you?
Hardcore.
You're
I'm trying to talk. Can we get another double shot? Double shot.
You got flop sweat.
Yeah. So what happened yesterday? Now, as she leaves the room, now it's again. You're not defending me. You need to stand by me. And blah 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 blah. And I get it. You don't do this. You don't do that. We had a long talk and a month ago, and you didn't listen. Now we're going into the general argument again of you never. Like now you're
Those are arguments you have when you first get married. You don't do nothing. I do nothing? You never do this. I never do that. You don't do. Okay, so now we're resorting back to, and now I'm going, oh shoot, is this, like, what's going on? So so while she's doing that, my blood's starting to boil, but I don't go there anymore. So I go, what do you want out of this? Do you want her to find God? Or do you want to not be the bad parent? Or, because you're going all over here, or you need me to back you 100% no matter what? You're all over the place. What do you want with her? She needs it's my responsibility she finds God. Okay. But when your finger's in their face, they're going to turn and run the opposite direction. Now you're defeating the purpose. It's no different than going, you need to know God. Now you become everyone else that everyone can't stand. Yeah. Now it's in your own house. So you're defeating the purpose. Well, what are you going to do? What are you, all spiritual? What are you? And I'm like, okay, all right, she's in the red zone. She's in the red zone. Yeah. I can't talk. I said, when you're ready to talk, we'll talk about this. While I'm doing that, I go downstairs to my daughter. And she's like, I want to do things together. You always do it on your own. I get it. So now I go downstairs to my daughter who's sitting there. And I go, can you do me a favor? You have one more year in this house. Just tell your boss, 10:30 Sundays. Is that too much? No. Thank you. As I say that, she's coming down the stairs. And now she flips. Why? Because we didn't just do this together. Now, I've done this before together.
Right. It's a no-win situation.
And I tell you what, it never, and I go, well, one of the reasons why it ends right there is because now, when you're in the red zone, you win, and then you give a lecture.
Right.
Now, you just defeated. Mm-hmm. Right. You just defeated the point. So I got through to her. Hey, can you do this? Yes. We're done. Right. This one comes down the stairs. You did this without me. Bah, bah, bah. Now we're
dun dun dun.
Now we're
off and running.
Now you show up and you feel the air.
Oh boy, did I!
I gave her a kiss today. She turned a cheek. I'm like, all right, this is back to like when our first 3 years of marriage, and not that I'm concerned, but I know where I'm at. I know where life, and I also understand where she's at. And where
you got a lot going on, Mr.
fear
Breuer.
going in and blah blah blah. But
how do you balance all this with having like your wife sick? You don't know the future. None of us really know the future. You're right, but there's people telling her future, and it's
right.
How are you holding up, and how do you like just try to like navigate all this?
Because
it's almost like. It's almost like no one is paying attention to what this is doing to you.
I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not trying to. It's my moral and faith. Right. I'm being dead honest. You heard when you came first back here. What was playing on my back deck?
It was beautiful.
What was playing?
Like
Indian tribal flute
flutes.
music. So in the mornings, I go on my back deck or on the front deck, and I go.
Just looking for strength.
I sit down and I go, listen. Just what am I supposed to do today? And don't get caught up in, hey, I need to do this. That's another thing. Like, hey, you need to, can you do all these? You need to talk to me later. Right. There's way more important things. You have to sort out what's important in your life. Right now in my life, what's going on with her is important. What's going on with my teenage kids are important. I'm okay. Right. I don't need to be out there, get a TV, blah, blah. So I honestly find the quiet, and I talk to the voice. I try to talk to the God, whatever. Yesterday, I went outside in the middle of the screaming. I went outside. I'm listening to the birds. I'm looking up in the sun. Hey, man, give me strength. I don't know what's out there, but whatever's it, help me out. Right. I don't know what to do.
You're living in the present.
You have no choice.
You're living in the present.
You got to.
Yeah.
So,
but Dee looks great.
she looks hot. She's
She
gorgeous,
looks-
smoking.
I kind of wanted to say that.
She's
Am I allowed
She's
to say
the
that?
hottest.
She
I'm gonna
looks
say, and
great.
she's crushing it.
Right.
She's the sexiest she ever looked.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
She
Inside and out.
we drove up and she's doing yard work. She was doing way more than I've done recently. You wouldn't know she's sick.
Right. No, you have no clue.
She just plows through, right?
She plowed through. That's what she did. And the fact she's out there is great because that's her piece. Let her,
Right.
whatever happens out there is beautiful. She'll come in here tonight all sore and a mess.
Yeah.
And, just that's how I balance it.
Right. That's wild.
That's how you balance it.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad's dying. What are you going to do? Your mom's dying. It's part of life. What are you going to do?
How are the kids holding up? Are they accepting
Kids are really
of
good.
this?
No, they're really good because we don't have that hanging over our heads 24/7.
Right.
Someone could go down by getting hit by a car.
No, you're downplaying it. Most people, I don't know if they would be as strong as you guys are. I was a big fan of the podcast, and like,
I'm gonna start it again.
no, but when I was listening to you two talk about relationships and her cancer and all this stuff, I'm like, man, she is way too freaking strong.
She is.
You would not know that she was going through this by listening to the podcast, except
Right.
when you guys mention it. But everything else you talk about, everyday life,
Right.
and the problems you have with your kids, and maybe the school and
Right.
neighbors and all this other stuff, it's pretty amazing. I think a lot of people could learn.
Help.
A lot of people can learn. From,
Well, that's what I
from
meant.
Dee
We
and
can help a
yourself.
lot of people.
Yes, 100%.
And that's what I learned too. I mean, I'm at the stage where if I'm not inspiring or helping, I don't have much of a drive.
Right,
I like making you laugh.
right,
I like having a really good conversation about inspiring or helping.
right.
And if it's not that, you're boring me to death.
Right.
And the Mets.
Right.
Mets.
And the stupid
Rock.
Mets.
Mets, rock.
Yeah.
And I know my pitches now.
Right.
Low and inside, I swat at it. It goes upper deck.
Right.
The off-speed pitch, I wait on it. I hit upper deck. I stare at it. And I flip my bat. And that's where I'm at.
Because in the end, all this other stuff just doesn't mean
It
anything.
means nothing.
Family means everything. Like someone being a dick on Twitter or doesn't like
I
your
meant
comedy.
zero. Who
In
cares?
the end, it just doesn't matter.
Who cares?
I want to go on your deck and
Let's go.
all right, we're gonna go on Jim Breuer's deck because I got notes.
Okay. Now
I
you're ready for the deck.
Well, I want to talk. No, this is the stuff for the deck. Holding your dad while he was dying.
all right.
I can relate to that big time.
I know. We talked about
your
that.
mom in a nursing home. I can relate to that big time.
Yeah.
I want to talk about edibles, spirituality compared to religion. And some other things that I don't want you to see. All right, so why don't we wrap this episode up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right,
wrap it up, Joey.
Not quite yet, Chief.
We're in Jim Breuer's basement. For this episode, don't forget, you got to check out Live from Portland, Jim Breuer's latest CD.
People like it.
I've heard it twice now. It's really great. You're very relatable to guys and gals between the ages of, let's even go lower, like 30 to 54.
I will say this. I was flattered by, I wish I knew his name. There's two guys that were really flattering. One was laughspin.com.
All right. Oh, okay.
I don't know. That guy was pretty intense with his work. He wrote words I've never heard of.
Oh, really?
I had a
comedy?
I had a hard time understanding. Like, is this a good thing? Is he right? Are these words good? Does this mean good stuff?
Right.
But he said,
What did he say?
He said, because my manager said, "Whoa, did you read what he wrote?" And my publicist went, "No, I didn't read it." And I'm not going to go look for it. So they eventually sent it to me, and I finally looked at it yesterday. And he said something to the effect of, when you ask people about their Mount Rushmore of comedians, you often put in,
It's Carlin,
Breuer, this guy, blah, 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 Chris Rock, blah, blah, blah. He goes, one name often overlooked is Jim Breuer. Nice. And he basically went on and on to say, Live from Portland will definitely put his notch on that Mount Rushmore. I went, wow.
Damn.
wow, did we pay this guy? Or did we give him a little something? Like, what's going on?
Because the comedy is so relatable. So,
And that's what everyone's...
And new concepts, too, by the way, because we'll talk about it in the next episode, but basically...
That's what the Boston Globe guy said. He goes, you hit a concept.
Yeah.
You hit a subject
right.
that no comedian goes into. You went taboo on this album.
Right.
And I swear on my life, I went, what the hell part are you talking about? And he went, you talked about your dad dying in your arms. I went, well, I talked about that before. And I went, I didn't bring up like the cardinal. He goes, yes. And I went, oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Yeah.
talked about that night.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, and how you made that funny is beyond me.
Well, this is what I told
what?
Robert.
Yeah.
This is what I told Robert in the car. So I listened to your last. I realized I didn't hear your last episode of your podcast. So just, catching up, whatever. And it was from December. You told the Cardinal story, which I want you to tell on the podcast because I can relate to that. But I said, Robert, this is what's so interesting about my pal Jim Breuer. On the podcast, you took a very serious tone.
Yes.
On the album, Live from Portland, definitely a serious tone, deep subject matter,
Yes.
but found the fucking jokes.
And that's what I was looking for.
Found the jokes.
And I was so excited that I found the jokes. And because that was a comedy club, I was able to take chances.
Right.
Because they're not paying $50 in a theater. So I was able to take some chances. And I remember coming off the stage that night telling my opener, the girl that was feeding the homeless.
Right.
And I went, whoa, I did the Cardinal tonight.
Yeah.
And she went, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's that. I on my life, I completely forgot about that until this guy brought it up.
On the next episode, I'm going to have you tell the Cardinal story and we'll go long for him because there's a lot there that I can relate to. Robert says he can relate to it.
Heavier stuff just happened.
All right, good. So we'll do that.
It's not even with me. It's someone I've been hanging out with.
I think you find the sweet spot in things in this new culture of ours where you can't joke about anything. Well, we know that's bullshit, but mainstream the mainstream thinks like, you can't make fun of your dad dying. You can't make fun of nursing home. You can't make fun of the homeless. You find the sweet spot where you know that this guy, Jim Breuer, has a really, really good heart and really wants to help people, and also is showing that you can also laugh at it. And that is lost with this generation right now. Completely lost.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So it's live from Portland. You want to promote the Patreon too and all that, or?
Sure. Patreon.
That's it. All right, we're wrapping up this episode from Jim Breuer's basement, but we're going to do another one upstairs, outside. We're going to do edibles, I think, right?
No, we're not.
Oh.
You can.
I'm not doing edibles by myself.
I
got a one-hitter.
Doing that. No, I don't. No, God.
Do you smoke pot anymore?
No.
You think he smokes pot?
You're just trying to do this so that I have to drive your car back.
I'm not going to smoke pot. We're going to wrap.
Listen, when Dean leaves, but she's not leaving for hours.
We can wait around.
You can knock yourself out.
We can wait around.
You gotta have to wait till at least whenever
I'm gonna take an edible
before
and
you do any of that.
I'm going to take an edible and help her with the weeding out front.
I'm gonna see.
I'm going to be just pulling out poison ivy.
Opie's, wow, he really. Wow, that's
All right,
interesting.
Joey, wrap it up. We're going upstairs to do another podcast with Jim Breuer from his beautiful deck, somewhere in the middle of New Jersey in the woods.
Well, you set that one up perfectly for us, Gregg. Hey, EB, my brother.
What's up, Joey?
Let's jam this one out of here. Full version.
You got it, brother.
Balls deep. Please leave us 5 stars at Apple Podcasts. Leave a review as well. Go to OpieRadio.com for a cool Ruizing hat or a couple of t-shirts. I'm Joey Salvia, thanking you for subscribing to and downloading this free podcast we call Still Opie Radio.